or afternoon or what happens or whatever it happens to be for you guys. Hey, let's talk a little bit about Lake Hudson and some danger areas and stuff like that. So I pulled up Google Maps here. You can see this is Lake Hudson. This is what we call a pump back deck in here. So this is the entire lake of Lake Hudson all the way to Grand Lake and Spavinaw Lake. First of all, where we're going to launch. We're going to launch here. This is Highway 20, just above Highway 20. If you pull up Google Maps, it's going to say Launch 1 Hudson Lake. And we will have, now the problem is with Hudson, there's not very many good ramps on this lake. That's why there's probably not that many tournaments on here, but it is a fantastic lake. So this is where we're going to launch, okay? So when we get in here, I have some people in here. We're going to direct traffic. We're going to launch here. We're not going to park in here. We're going to park all up in here is where our parking is going to be, and maybe some other spaces. But if you don't want to launch there, there are other places to launch that are just as close. If you go underneath Highway 20, we come down here by the dam. There is, excuse me, excuse me. There's another ramp right here. Salina Little League fields, baseball fields. This is a pretty good ramp. It's just not big enough for us. The other one's really not either, but there's a 3-boat ramp right there. I suggest a few of you guys launch out of there. It looks like we're going to have a field of 40 boats, maybe 50. So that's another place to launch that's real close by. And then there's another one down here somewhere. You can pull up the ramps and you can find out. I think there's one right here is a boat ramp as well, Lake Hudson boat ramp. I've launched here before. It's fine. Your ramp is actually right here. The only thing I don't like about it is this right here extends way out in here and is really, really shallow right here. So if you're going to launch here, just be careful that you don't run over top this sandbar, gravel bar, or whatever it is. So there's a couple different places there for you to launch, but again, our main takeoff is going to be right above Highway 20. We've always called it the Lions Club, but Google Maps calls it Lake Launch Hudson 1. We will probably make all of this cove right here off limits. I'm almost going to guarantee you that. And this is where we're going to take we'll stage up in here, and we will take off from here as we call boat numbers. So you can launch anywhere you want. This is where we're going out of. Make sure you check in. Let's talk about a few safety things on Hudson Lake. The one thing I would tell you is if you don't have a good mapping system, Navionics maps and stuff like that, you better get one, or at least know where you're going, because I use my mapping and I stay in the main channel of this lake almost everywhere I go, because it gets really, really shallow. So we'll start down here by the dam. This is pretty much open. You can run all this area in here. I almost said dam area, but it's truth. You can run all that whole area in here, all the way up to Highway 82 bridge. If you go underneath the bridge here, and this is the pump back. I always call that the pump back because this is they pump back water from here. If you choose to go back here and fish, you want to be really careful when you come out here. The main channel is over here to the right. If you get over here to the left, and you can fish over here, you can. There's some docks in there, but just know that all this area all the way in here is full of stumps. All the way back in here is standing timber. I say stumps. It's standing timber on this side, and you have to be careful. If you go back here towards these docks, learn where you're going, because there's standing timber all through here, and you can, it's not horrible, but man, be careful where you're going. If I come out of here and I go right in here, the main channel swings way out over here, and there is some standing timber in through here, so be careful. Over here, I'm not familiar with. I just know I stay away from it. Come under Highway 20, and this is where I start saying you better know where you're going. Be really careful once you get underneath Highway 20. So we're launching right here at 1. You come out of here if you're going up lake. Stay in this main channel. I had told you before, there is some really great ledge fishing if you ever figure it out. Unfortunately, I have never figured it out. I will someday. But Snowdell State Park, if you go back in here, all this is standing timber, really shallow. You can launch in here at Snowdell as well, right here, and come across. But if you choose to do that, understand this is really shallow in here. I don't know the exact way to get out of Snowdell, but if I've launched here, I've always come and I've idled around this island. It gets really shallow right in here until I get out here into the deep water, which is basically out here, and then I can run out. So you can launch at Snowdell as well. So again, we're right here. Stay in this main channel all the way through here, especially you start getting up past this point right here. Main channel comes through here, it kicks back over in here. There's some great coves, and you can see it, you can actually see it on the map where the main channel is. You get off of this channel in through here in places, over here on this side, it's only 1 foot to 2 feet deep. So be careful. Here's where extreme caution, you got some coves there. Once you get past this little Grand River pump station or whatever it is here, it's a giant island. You can't miss this island. Once you get past here, stay in the channel. You can idle out of it into different places and find places to fish. There's Spavinaw State Park. This is Spavinaw Creek. You come through here in Spavinaw Creek, people don't know how to navigate this. This is full of stumps or standing timber all through here. This is nothing. It's standing timber all through here. And I'm going to show you something. As soon as you come around this corner right here, people who don't know where they're going, you'll see them because they're out of the water right now. This is an old bridge right here. You can see it. When the water's up, there's been people to lose their boat off of these right here. But as soon as you come in here, if you're going to come in here, this channel actually kicks off to the left back in here somewhere. How do I know this? Because I've watched locals will come flying around here and they know where they're going. But I'm going to tell you, this channel is not much wider than two boats maybe. They come flying all the way through here and they can run to the main channel, which is over here somewhere. And they do fine. I was in here the other day. I shut it down right there at those deals. I come in here and I started idling out in here, and I run into like 4 stumps with my boat. I was actually heading over here, and I said, heck with it. And then I went back in here and I idled all the way back into here, and I stopped right in here because all this is nothing but standing timber. Is it good fishing back in here? You better believe it. There's some really great stuff fishing in there, but I'm not taking the time to idle all the way back in there and fishing that. So this is a great spot in the spring. It's shallow right there. So come back out of here on Spavinaw Creek. We stay in the channel, and I'm literally telling you from left to right, and you'll see it on your map. If you get off of here, you go from 40 feet deep to 5 feet in a hurry. You can get into these cuts, and you can get into these cuts, and you can get into these cuts over here. But make sure you idle through there and learn it and make a good path. You can see this island here before you get to the bridge. Now, there's also an island out here. I think you're safe. I've never tested it, but you'll see it on your map. I split it to the right. You can also split it to the left and go through here. This is all, pretty shallow all the way through here on these banks. This little cove in here, I fished it. It's good and deep. It's nice. I fished all that through there and in there. But there is also standing timber in there anyway. But be respectful because you got docks, so don't want to be flying in there anyway. So let's go up here in the river channel. Underneath highway, I don't know what highway that is right there. And 420 road. Go underneath here, your main channel. This is called Rock Creek. Once again, once you get into Rock Creek, all this is standing timber all the way through here until you learn the creek channel. I suggest you learn to idle through here. It's going to be a long idle, it'll be a lot of idling. Rock Creek, great place to fish, just like everything else. And then once I get into the main river channel here, I have no problem running all through this here. But if you're going to fish back here in these back creeks, be careful, they get shallow just like any other creek. They get shallow, but you got boat docks, so you know they're running boats in here. Um, you can fish all that stuff and fine, but this is shallow. Main channel, you got some cutoffs, again, shallow. This back here, of course, gets shallow. To me, it looks like be some great duck hunting back in there. I don't know. And then midway through there, you can see you got a old railroad bridge or something that's been falling down. You can, I mean, I've just be careful. You can run almost all this channel up here. Just know where you're going. Some, few rivers and stuff like that. Not rivers, few creeks that break off the creek channel arm. You got a few docks up in here, a few docks over in here. This does get shallow, but if they're running water, you can run through there. It's the creek channel. So be careful. It gets really, 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 really shallow up through in here. Not saying you can't run it, because you can. I've run it all the way up to the dam, but you better know where you're going. It's not something you want to do blindly. You want to learn the system before you just take off running 100 mile an hour and end up hurting somebody. So it does get, I think once you get past, where did I find that? Once you get past right about here, it starts shallowing up, and you better know where you're going, or you can get yourself in trouble. I mean, again, I've run all the way up to the dam, so I know how to get there. I've been there a few times. I learned it, and I learned everything about the system. So that is it for as far as the safety of this lake. Just make sure you stay in the main channel when you're running through here. Most people think it's a lake. Just cut straight across, back and forth, up and down, do whatever you want. No, you can't do that. You will actually lose a lower unit, especially up in through here, because I know I've been through here and I've tried to learn some of these ledges over here. Trying to learn some of those ledges over there to fish them. Try to learn some of these ledges over here. I haven't been successful at it yet, but not saying they don't do it, because I know some of the local guys can do it and they figured it out. So good for them. That is it. And once again, as always, if you have any questions, you can reach me at 918-407-9000. Get everybody signed up. Good luck, guys, and see you on the water.